Well, you see behind me? That's the tidal basin. That's where all the cherry blossoms are. They're disappearing. So you can see a little bit pinky stuff, but they're turning green. And actually, I was reading in the paper the other day, they're blaming global warming on why the blossoms came out early. Because they're supposed to come out like the first week in April, you know, sort of like today was supposed to be the peak, but last week was the peak. So the peekaboo blossoms. I've already peaked and gone. But today is so nice because it's nice and warm and sunny and beautiful women passing by here all the time.
I knew you were a lot of fun.
So it's fun in DC. I mean, this is, you all over the country pay for this. And we get it for free. But it's part of what the government is. You know, the government represents 30% or more, probably 35%, and now probably even a hell of a lot more with all the COVID spending this year. So it's a big piece of our society, and it may or may not help you, and it may or may not be right what they do, but it's the same with everything. I may or may not help you, and I may or may not be right in what I do, but maybe there's some good stuff. And the same way with all our institutions. I mean, we're all struggling, and so they don't get a pass because of who they are. Because you have been approved for a PPP with no LLC, you are, oh, thank you, yeah. See, you don't need an LLC and all this stuff. What stops us from getting money and help is what we think we have to be. And look at all the idiots who get this. You just apply. Now here's another one I want to talk about today. Read a big article in the New York Times yesterday about the need for food. There are 23 million adults that need food during the week. Okay, they don't have enough food in their pantry, and that does not including children. So that's like 10% of Americans are going hungry. Man, what are we, the Congo? How come we have more trillionaires than ever, and we still have, millions and millions and millions of people that don't have enough food? I guess there's a lot of answers to that. But it's still, God, I ran into a poem the other day from the 70s. Gil Scott Heron, I think his name is. He's a poet and jazz musician. And he has this poem about when we went on the moon, and this is back in the 70s, and it's called Whitey's on the Moon. And his daughter was bit by a rat, in their apartment or whatever, and had to be rushed to the hospital, and couldn't afford that, and had all this kind of stuff, but Whitey went to the moon. It's a clever play on words. But anyway, back on the basics that we all need, one is food. Okay, so that's what this is, and how, but what's happening, this is increasing a lot right now. So if you're, what they call food insecure, or know somebody that's food insecure, have them find out about the new programs. They're increasing this money they're giving for food. They call it SNAP. They call it food stamps, it used to be, but it's really grocery money in my mind. This is money for you to pay for groceries, so food. And now it like an average family of 3 or something like that was getting about $600-700 a month. Now it's $900 to $1,000. So they increased it, like 40% increase, and that's just in the last couple of weeks. So you got to find out about this stuff. They don't come to you. You got to go to them. And it's important. And somebody is probably struggling or just. So how do you find out about this stuff? That's done through the Department of Agriculture. The nutrition programs, WIC, and food stamps, and all that kind of stuff. Or do you have to have a kid? No, you have to be hungry. And the same way with the. Thanks for you guys. My girlfriend and our 3 internet businesses just got approved for $70,000. Wow, Well, that's great. For $70,000 in PPP, this is the Lord's work you're doing. Well, the stuff is there. You know, I didn't create the stuff. We should thank the people who created that to help us. I'm just a middleman, and upset that people don't know about it, or the people giving out the money don't tell us about it. Don't spend anybody. Can you get a grant for a helicopter? One just went by, didn't he? And where was it? Oh, the food money. Yeah, that's right. That's one of them too. This is now if you have children at home, they can't go to school and get free meals. They have money for you to have it at home. Now that went up too. So that I forget what that was. I don't know these programs real well. That PEBT, that has increased. See, and that's the new Biden stuff. There's going to be a lot more stuff for individuals and less for businesses that the last people did. Can seniors? Of course, seniors can get food. If you're hungry, don't make a lot of money, this is for you. Yeah, and that's why they increased it. Now, how do you find out about it? You could apply for food stamps in your state, and there'll probably be a main number for you. So just apply food stamps in your state. So you live in Michigan or whatever. I want to get funded for a truck driving school. Roll the tape. Yes, I mean, okay. I mean, that's probably, you could do that by giving, go to your Career One Stop and become what they call a provider for job training. So they give people money to take your course. Isn't that great? That's right. So you don't have to do marketing or anything, and they give money to people to go take your course. Yeah, and that would be your local Career One Stop. That's where to find out about that program. But back to the food. The increase of 40%, you want to know, so you want to apply for food stamps, but even do more than that, because there are other programs. There's WIC, and they put the money through a half a dozen or more programs. I mean, food stamps is just one of many programs. I mean, there's extra money for seniors, like you get another $50 something, I don't know, week, month or something, to buy food at farmers markets, you know. And that's just for seniors, you know. So that's why there's more than you think. And so that's why you have to figure out, if you're a senior, here's a place to go who keep track of a lot of this stuff. It is what's called your Elder Care Locator. So if you just Google Elder, E-L-D-E-R, Care, C-A-R-E, Locator, and you'll find an 800 number, and you call them up and say, hey, I'm a senior, and senior varies from 42 to 102, so it depends. And actually, you're considered a senior starting at 40 years old. Now, every program's different, but that's when age discrimination starts, at 40. So if you feel discriminated in the workforce and you're over 40, man, you can get a pile of dough by suing those people, and the government will sue them for you. Don't go on the internet and look for a lawyer, an ambulance chaser. No. Go to the Elder Care Locator and say that you feel discriminated against at work because of your age, okay, to see if you have a case. And all that is free. You won't have to spend any money. Any money, okay? So don't worry about that. And okay, now how do you find about all the other food assistance programs? Okay, you know, if you're a senior, you go to Elder Care Locator. There's two other, if you go to my website I have for free called lescotraining.com. Lesco, L-E-S-K-O, training, T-R-A-I-N-I-N-G, lescotraining.com. So I am Melissa. So you go there and download the report on getting free research. So if you go to that website, download the report on free research, I show you all the people where you live that do for free what I charge you $20 for. So they're gonna do it. My service is like $20 a month. That's Let's Go Help. So letsgohelp.com is $20 a month on the closed Facebook group, and we have another sister group called Let's Go Help 2, and when you pay your $20, you really get access to both. Let's Go Help 2 is a place for you to go and find other people in your state who are applying for programs. See, most of this information is by state. You said it was for seniors. I have found that programs like this are also for, yes, no, whatever you are. That's why don't worry about your age or color or anything. Just start applying and finding out, you know, because if you limit yourself, I only want stuff for seniors, then you're only going to see 10% of what you're eligible for if you're lucky, you know. So that's why don't put any limits. I just say the seniors thing, because there's certain programs for that. I think there's certain programs for women, certain for minorities, and stuff like that. They're just so minuscule into the big picture. It's almost a waste of time. I mean, you certainly touch that base, but don't spend a lot of time because you're missing so much. That's for everybody. What about Cobra? That is free now. The Biden program, if you're on Cobra, Cobra is not a snake coming out of a basket, but it's when you work for somebody that has a medical plan and you're on the plan and then you get fired or you leave work, that what Cobra does is a law that says they have to let you continue in the medical plan, but you have to pay. You have to pay for the Cobra. Now, what they do is Biden, the new package, is paying for your Cobra. So, I mean, that's a lot of money. There's a lot of money in healthcare in this new program, man. They're you know, you can be making up like $200,000 a year and still get grants to help you pay. Bra for me was 19. Corey bra for me. Is that a bra, like a brazier? What? I don't understand. So you know, there's so many new things in Biden's plan for healthcare and you know, co-pays and all that kind of stuff. Wow, Cobra is free. Yes, I went through Pure Hill years ago when I started working for the city. Yes, see, and that just started this month. So that's why this stuff changes all the time. And so this is something you want to know when you have a change of situation in life. You want to say, okay, what kind of programs are available for me from government, nonprofits, and whatever. But now, because there's so much going on, and it's all coming from the government and nonprofits. I mean, there are very few companies that are giving you $1,000 a month to buy food. Yeah, Safeway certainly isn't, and they got all the food. So, the Cover Me was $1,900. Yeah, see, that's all paid for, $1,900. Crazy, yeah. And that's like, boy, you don't know what to ask for. You don't know what's there. But it takes work on your part. What will happen? People will see me, they say Cobra, and they'll go on the internet for a while and they'll put in Cobra. And when they go on the internet and put Cobra, what they're going to have is all these people want to sell you health insurance. No, no, no. You know, what you want to do is start with nonprofits that help you. So if you're a senior, that's why if you download that report on lesgotraining.com, you know, there's a report there that shows you how all the nonprofits that help you do this research for free and never sell you anything. They're sort of like me. Everything you get from me, I will never, you know, you'll never see a website that will sell you something. If you apply BT7, you also for medical expenses for form ups your benefit. Thank you for coming into YouTube. I referred my brother to your channel and it reminded me of when you were a kid. That's right, boy, I was big on TV in the 80s. This is much more satisfying. I mean, I sold millions of books back then, and there's nothing better that I've done with my life than this. I'm doing the best work ever in my life because I can talk to you individually. I used to only talk for 60 seconds on a commercial and try to get you to buy a book that you would never open, and you'd use it as a door stopper. So they're just big directories, and that was not as rewarding as this, helping people one-on-one. And that's why the video I did yesterday, I mean, if you join Let's Go Help, I mean, all the people that work with me and doing research for people, all I want to do is make them, you know, do everything in a loving way. So they're reacting to, I don't care what they do. I'm not in the mood of organizing people and telling people what they did or did wrong. These are all good people, and they have hearts of gold, and I just want them to use their heart and help anybody who is there as much as they possibly can. If they need me to help them, fine. Otherwise, they're smart people that know a lot of this stuff, and I don't want to have them worry about what they're saying is right or wrong. I don't know what the hell is right or wrong. So how can I tell somebody else what is right or wrong? You know, and that's what I want to do, because that makes my life is so much better now, because I don't worry about what's right or wrong. And that seems to come back to me somehow now. I mean, I've been struggling for about 12 years trying to figure out how to help people again. And this is better than I ever imagined. I never thought I'd get this kind of appreciation that you guys give me. Is just wonderful. I've never felt so satisfied in my life, and that's why, God, I just wasted 77 years. I didn't waste it. I mean, you build on things you don't know, and it's all timing. When you know what you have is right for the time now, you know, and that's a lot to do. So that's why you could struggle for years and years, and until what you have to offer to the world may not be appreciated except certain times. And that's why, to me, it's trying to choose something that you want to give to the world. Yes, dude, well, I appreciate you. Oh, that's let's go. You interview. Oh, no. Oh, no. See, something no one's ever said that to me before. You know, I mean, that's just wonderful gifts to give somebody. To say something like that is just a remarkable present and gift to the world. To me, anyway. Maybe I'm just an insecure son of a bitch, struggling. You know. But it just, I really feel that I'm doing the best work now, and I think that's what we're here. We're here to love friends, family, or whatever, and to give our labor and our intelligence or whatever to society to help people in some way. I think Lesko needs a haircut. I know, I've been cutting my own for a year now. I got a razor that has a beard trimmer, so I just use the beard trimmer to do the thing on side. Well, I love being freaky, and so I don't get caught into things that are normalized, because normal stuff isn't working anymore. So that's why I dress funky. I mean, that helps me keep me thinking creatively. If I don't fit in, if I'm not trying to fit in. But this is me. I mean, I'm not trying to be weird. This is me inside. I'm just trying to bring out my insides out, you know? And that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what we have to do. So if I see the world differently, maybe I could find another connection or two that is different than everybody else is doing. You know? We're not doing too well as a country, as families, or whatever. So we can't be doing the old stuff. And we have to find new ways, and the old stuff doesn't work. And that creates a lot of opportunities, because the people who had it all, it's all falling apart. So it's all, the cards are all over the table. Now you just pick them up, arrange them your way, and give it a try. And that's the important thing. And that's why I think now there's more opportunities to do something. That's why more people are starting their own businesses now than ever before. And that's what's available. I mean, God, you're going to go on the internet and find stuff. No, you know, the help you need to start a business is all for free. You don't need a lawyer. You don't need an accountant. You don't need even marketing. You know, I mean, people who sell you marketing will convince you need marketing. People who sell you legal services will convince you need that, but you don't. The only thing you need in starting a business is a customer. The rest is bullshit. You'll figure it out. Because if you don't have a customer, you don't have a business. You just have a dream. And the customers will tell you, like you. I mean, that's what's so neat about, to me now. Oh, that's Dulles Airport. Not Dulles, Nashville Airport. A Vermonter Kelly from Vermont. And the customers tell you what they want. It's like a good lover. You have to open your heart to listen to people and your customers or your lovers or whatever, just so your heart talks to them. Wow. That sounded a little close. Yeah. I don't know where it's going, but you probably wanted to see the cherry blossoms. Whatever. Boy, that was close. But that, I mean, I think there's very little difference to me between personal relationships and the relationships we have with our talents. Yeah, we want to give to other people, and you have to. You see them taking pictures? Yeah, it's a great city. It's a great city. Yeah. But it is. I mean, and you know, I always thought, well, a good lover doesn't have to be told what to do. You know, and that's why even you're trying to help a customer or a client or something like that. I mean, sure, you want to listen, but they really don't have. We don't have the language. You have to get more heart to heart to understand what they really need or whatever and what it is. I mean, you're doing a spreadsheet, then you become unhuman. And the best relationship is a human relationship, not a, you know, artificial intelligence relationship. That's all we want. We want a spreadsheet and check off the boxes and gets there. No, that doesn't work anymore. And if it does work, you're not going to enjoy it because it doesn't come from your heart. That's why I think, you know, hearts now are more important to me than question mark. Boy, another helicopter. You want to see that coming in? If I just started 3 months ago, probably not, but try it. What the hell? Just fill it out. Nobody's going to throw you in jail. They're just going to say no. So just do it, man. Just do it. And what you probably need, if it's the short form, you probably need a tax return. So you may just have to file 2020 taxes, and if there's not much money on it, then fine. You file it that way and see what happens. I'm going to have 2 surgeries. I have to come up with a copay. Oh, okay. There's a lot of help with copays. So if you're a member, I'll send you a list. If you're not a member, here's where you go. Look for those nonprofit organizations that help with medical bills and copays and stuff like that. A good place to start is something called Needy, Needy, Meds, MEDS, okay? needymeds.org, O-R-G. And you look for help for individuals, and you're gonna have to play in that website for a while to see where the hell that is, so you can get that kind of help, okay? Needy Meds. And then if you want to get, download the free report. Oh, Dee Dee, you are a member? Good. So just start a new discussion, Dee Dee, whenever you need me or have a question. Just start a discussion. I answer every discussion question. If you ask a question within a question, I probably won't see it. So, but I want to see every new discussion question, because that's what I learn what needs are, and so I could, you know, put together stuff and answers and things like that. So go to letsgotraining.com and download the report. That's free mentoring, free research, and maybe I'll start walking. I think somebody's coming today back. I'm about 3.5 miles back to where I live. Yeah. so that's going to take a while. But thanks for putting up with me, guys. I really appreciate every second. I feel so grateful that people appreciate what I do. I mean, there's nothing better in life, and that's why, if I have other people try to find the things that they could contribute as much. I mean, there's nothing better, I think, than giving as much as you can. In other words, like loving is okay, but Lord, if you can love a child, you just with your talents too, just pour your heart out, and then time goes by better, and you feel of value and giving. I mean, that's the secret, because it's so selfish when you give harder. So let's all give.